Well, howdy. I'm Cooter Pickleberry. This is Florida Man Cooking. Today we're going to make a big ribeye on a San Marino style grill on live fire. Should be really good. Thanks for joining us. Welcome aboard. Well, I've got about a 2-inch thick piece of prime land manatee ribeye, black Angus, grain fed, all that crap. Really good. Picked it up at the local butcher shop. Very happy with it. First thing we do is pat it off. We want a good sear on this thing at the end, or a good crust on the end. So to do that, you got to get rid of the moisture. So we pat it off with some paper towel, and then we, from up high, drop a little kosher salt on it. That kosher salt, over the period it sits in the fridge here for a few hours, is going to soak into the meat, take the juice with it. That's the whole point of the kosher salt. It's not just because I like salt. Got the fire cranking up outside. That went in the fridge for about 5 hours, came out. Going to pat it dry one more time, get any remaining surface moisture, both sides and the edges. Do a little black pepper on it. Fire's cranking. It's time to knock some coals down and spread them out and start heating this thing up. That stainless steel does a really good job of conducting heat. So the firebox itself will produce quite a bit of heat in there. And then of course you drop the coals to the bottom and put them right underneath the meat you're going to cook, and that does a pretty nice job too. So we just reach in there with this little bent hook thing that Blackstone gives you when you buy this Santa Maria style open flame grill they have called the Bronco. Pull the coals out, spread them around a little bit. Next thing we do, it's always best to cook on a hot grate. So we're going to drop the grate empty before we put the meat on it, down right on top of the coals to warm it up. Get it good and hot. Once you do that, the meat won't stick. It just flips easier. Everything stays a little bit more lubricated. It's just a good way to do it. So a couple minutes down there in the heat. Meanwhile, we're going to keep that box going through the whole cook. You don't want to run out of coals. You don't want to have to restart it and wait. So just keep some fire going in there the whole time. I use lump charcoal, and in this case, all I had was hickory. I prefer mesquite or something, or oak for steak, but hickory works great too. It's kind of my go-to for everything else. So got a little bit of hickory in there, a little bit of lump charcoal, and we just keep throwing a log on every time it starts to look like it's starting to dissipate. And of course, every time it does that, we'll reach in and grab some more, because the coals that are underneath the meat are going to start cooling off as time goes on, as they burn out. So we'll just keep a fresh supply of warm coals going in. That's about it. You know, it's not as easy as cooking on a gas grill or something, but it's certainly fun. I do recommend wearing shoes. I usually tend to be outside barefoot because I'm a saltwater hillbilly. And yesterday I stepped on a coal that fell out, and that, it woke me up a little bit. Nothing serious. So we let it cook for about 10 minutes on one side. Give it the old flipperooski. We'll get a good look. You can see it's cooking. Now the thing with this is it's so thick that if you try to cook it on high heat, you're screwed. You're going to have a burnt outside and a raw inside. So we cook it on low heat, raise the grate up pretty good. Got about a 7 or 8 second heat check on that grate, where you put your hand above it and see how long you can handle it before it starts to get uncomfortable. And that's about right for this thick of a cut of meat. If you had a thinner cut, you could probably do it a little bit closer to the flames, or to the coals. So you got to manage this stuff. You know, every few minutes you're going to grab some more coals and scrape them in there. The wind was blowing pretty good on this day, so the handle got hot because the flame was coming up over the top of the handle. Now onto the secret sauce to this whole thing. A couple of sticks of good butter. This is Kerrygold, the Irish stuff, and it's just so much better than the average store brand that I usually buy. We're going to heat that up on the same grate. And it's melting pretty good. Now we're going to stick a couple of sprigs of thyme and some rosemary just to infuse that butter. It's a really good flavor. This is very similar to when I baste it in a frying pan over a stovetop. You get the same flavor doing this. If you just kind of infuse that butter with this delicious rosemary and thyme, those always go good. Rosemary, thyme, and garlic are go-tos for beef, or as I like to call it, land manatee. So we'll just let that sit for a bit, cook down, get some of the oils out of the herbs. Give it a little spinarooski every now and then. Fire's still going good, still making coal. We'll shake some out. And we'll drag some more underneath the stuff. It's really fun to do this if you got a big crowd of people around and, safely having a cold libation or two. I wouldn't have too many more than that on this, because boy, you have a little mistake where a dog jumps up or a kid gets hit by a coal, you're going to hear about it. Probably not the best way to go. So when this gets to the right temp, I want to take it up to about 115. I'm going for a medium rare cook, which is officially 130 degrees. So from about 115 to about 125, I'll baste it, and then we'll let the last 5 degrees come from carryover cooking after you take this big clod of meat off the grill. So I just pick that stuff out because it's easier. You can leave it in too, but you know, a smart guy would have tied them together and used that to actually baste the steak. That's another way you can do it. I'm on the bottom floor of a 3-story house, and my butcher's twine is upstairs, so I didn't bother to go get it. So here we go, gently basting by dumping a steaming pot of butter on top, infused butter, really good butter. And then we're just going to flip it back and forth. You can already see quickly as you lower the grate down to sear it, you can see that you're starting to get that crust developed, and that butter just helps do that. So we'll dump a little butter on, spread it out. We'll just keep flipping. I actually speed it up here because I probably flipped it, I don't know, 7 or 8 times, just a few seconds per. Just keep flipping it. Raise it up a little bit because I want flame touching it or close to it, but not just buried in it. I don't want to burn the outside either. I just want to get a decent crust. So just kind of a constant flip, butter, flip, butter, flip, butter, for a total of probably 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes per side to finish the cook. And I got to tell you, man, it is hot. It's hot outside anyway. There's a heat index over 100, and then you stand next to this thing and you feel like you're, you know, standing inside a propane fire or something. It was just blasting heat out. So you can see that nice crust developing. Looks pretty good. This is almost over, folks. You can hang with me for a few more seconds. So we raise the grate so we don't burn our hand trying to get the temp. We're showing right around 128 to 125, depending on how deep I push the probe. And that's about where I want it. We pull it off there, let it rest. And as it's resting, of course, it'll come up to that 130 degree magic temperature. So raise it up even farther because it was just too hot to handle right there. And then stick it on a cutting board. Let it rest, go outside, get a beautiful view of the zen that is my backyard. The tide's going out, so the water's running hard out towards the Gulf of America right now. Looks real pretty. Saltwater hillbillies like me just love this stuff, man. Every night, except for the mosquitoes. They're horrible right now. Got a lot of rain. So here's the cut. Cut that bone off first, and then I gnaw on that while I'm doing everything else. But you can see it's about perfect. It's a warm red to maybe a slightly pinkish center. Good stuff. Sure appreciate it if you hit the like and subscribe if you like this. We got a lot more recipes, open flame, baking, desserts, soups, gumbos, whatever you want. We got it all here. Have a little bite. Absolutely amazing. Really good stuff. Cooter likes. God bless you all. Thanks for joining us. Hope to see you again soon. Take care now.